just a minute. Find alpha and beta if x plus 1 and x plus 2 as the factor of f of x is equal to x cube plus 3x square minus 2 alpha x plus beta, right? This is the question, okay? Is it okay?
Yes, sir. Now it's
Fine. So this is the question given that find alpha and beta if x plus 1 and x plus 2 are factors of this. Okay. So see, basically if I go on discussing this basic theory. So again going back to the basic, if f of x is given something like as ax cube plus bx square plus cx plus d equals to 0, the basic format of the polynomial of degree 3, right? This is the basic equation of polynomial of degree 3. Now from this part I can write down a into as I simplified in the previous one, I can write down this is x cube plus this can be written b by a into x square. Next is c by a into x plus d by a equals to 0, right? Got my point? Now if x equal to x1 comma x2 x3 are 3 roots, right? If 3 such values of x that can satisfy this equation, then we can write down f of x, we can write down f of x is equal to a into this entire thing in bracket that can be written in factor theorem like that, x in minus x1 into x minus x2 into x minus x3, that whole is equal to 0. Because if you simplify this product of these 3 linear factors, you will get back to this form only. You may ask how? I am showing it that too, a into. Now if I multiply all 3 linear factors in terms of the zeros or in terms of root, okay. So see, it will, you can get back to something like this. This is x cube minus, it will be x1 plus x2 plus x3 into x, okay. Then plus x1 x2 this will be x square, x1 x2 plus x2 x3 plus x3 x1 that into x minus x1 into x2 into x3. This will be the ultimate simplification, and this in simplified we call it is a b by a, isn't it? Minus b by a, sum of the roots. Product of the roots we write down d by a, c by a, and again product of the roots we write down as minus d by a, isn't it or not?
yes.
So that means this general form is this. Instead of b by a I can write down this, instead of c by a I can write down this, instead of minus d by a I can write down this. So that means every polynomial can be written in the product form of all linear factors. Now each linear factor decides one root value of a polynomial. I can write down, important theoretical note is each linear factor. What does it mean of saying linear factor? I am coming to that point also. These are linear factors. Why? Because power of x is 1.
Yes.
When the variable raised to the power 1, it is called linear expression. When power of variable is 2, it is called quadratic. When power of variable is 3, it is called cubic, right? So power of the variable 1, that's why this is a linear factor, this is also linear factor. So I want to explain it. Each linear factor is a root or zero deciding factor. Got my point? That means whenever we express one term as a factor of a polynomial, that means the value of that term is basically 0. If I are saying that x plus 1 is a factor, means x plus 1 value is 0. If you are saying that x plus 2 is a factor, then the value of x plus 2 is a 0. Got my point? Likewise, as the general polynomial has been represented in the form of linear factors, and if the entire product 0, then from this step can't I say that this implies that either a is 0, either a is equal to 0, or x minus x1 equal to 0, or x minus x2 equal to 0, or x minus x3 is also equal to 0, isn't it? Because when product of two or more numbers are 0, product of two or more numbers is 0, then that means each and every term in that product form can be 0, can make the entire product 0.
Yes.
So that's why 1, 2, 3, 4, the 4 factors are there making it 0. So that means any one of them can be individually 0, can make this product possibly 0. So that's why our argument will be either a equal to 0, or this equal to 0, or this equal to 0, or this equal to 0. That means each linear factor can be individually 0. When the value of a linear factor is equal to 0, then only it is called a linear factor of a polynomial. Got my point?
Yes.
Is this theory clear?
Yes.
Is this theory clear? So based on this, now I can say in given question, have you noted down this? Have you noted down this?
Yes.
Till this last line?
Yes.
Fine. Then I can write down, coming back to the actual question, then coming back ax cube plus bx plus c has a factor of the form x square plus px plus 1, right? So that a square minus c square is equal to ab. This we have the question, I think ax cube plus bx plus c has a factor of the form this. So that means whenever a polynomial which is ax cube plus bx, means it is missing out with the x square term, right? So this has x square plus px plus 1 as one factor. So that means there must be one linear factor x minus x1, for example, and that is equal to 0. Because see, ultimately the highest power of x is x cube,
Yes.
and one of the factor of the polynomial is given as second degree, x square plus px plus 1. In the previous argument I showed you that there were 3 linear factors.
Yes.
Here in this question, instead of 3 linear factors, about one factor has been said which is not linear, rather which is itself carrying power of x as 2 as the maximum power of x in the given factor is 2. So it is a quadratic factor. That means this factor itself will decide 2 out of 3 roots. So that means one root value is missing out. So that means with a quadratic I can multiply a linear expression in x, then only we can get the maximum value of x cube, because you can see if you multiply x square part of this with x, then obviously you will get x cube, isn't it?
Yeah.
So well, so that means if we compare, if we multiply this, so I can write down this is x cube and then it is px square plus x, then again minus x1 into x square minus p into x1 that into x minus x1, right? So if we compare the identical terms, then I can say comparing identical terms, we can say x cube coefficient is a here, and in RHS it is nothing written, means it is 1. So that means a value must be 1. Comparing the term of x square, this is having RHS having x square coefficient p, LHS it is missing out the term of x square, means the coefficient of x square in LHS can be written 0.
Oh, yes, sir.
So that means I can write down p equal to 0, right? Oh sorry, p not 0, the x square term is this 2, that means it is p minus x1 equal to 0, right? Coefficient of x square will be p minus x1, right? If I assemble them, could you follow or not?
Yes, sir.
So x square carrying term will be p and here it is minus x1, so collecting them together it will be p minus x1 as the coefficient of x square. So LHS is having no x square term, so that means the value of p minus x1 must be 0. Similarly, x carrying term, here it is 1 and here it is px1, so that means I can write down 1 minus px1, this is the total coefficient of x from RHS. X carrying terms are these two, here x coefficient is 1 and here x it is minus px1, so that means in this part x coefficient is b, so I can write down this is equal to b,
Yes, sir.
and finally comparing the constant term, in LHS it is c, in RHS it is appearing minus x1, so c is equal to minus x1, right?
Yes.
So in all together we are getting c as minus x1, and again from this part p minus x1 equal to 0, so from here I can write down p is equal to x1.
So P and C will be equal.
So p is equal to x1 and from x1 it is minus c,
Yes.
and again you can see from this part I can write down 1 minus b is equal to px1, right?
Yes.
Taking b to this side and px1 taken to RHS, from this relation I can write down 1 minus b is equal to px1. So from there can we write down 1 minus b by p as the value of x1?
Yes.
So these are the values of x1 that we can get. Now we have to prove that a square minus c square is equal to ab. A square minus c square, that is equal to ab, correct? So in proving part LHS, which is a square minus c square, so a being 1 So it is 1 minus c square. As we have to make it as good as AB, so keeping this LHS is this, and then expanding or simplifying the RHS, which is A into B. So A into B means it is B only because the value of A is 1, and from this part again, or rather from this, B can further be written as 1 minus Px1, right?
Yes.
X1 is equal to minus C,
Yes.
and P is also minus C. So instead of P I can write down minus C, instead of X1 also I can write down minus C. So what it comes? Isn't it 1 minus C square?
Oh, okay. Yes.
So are we getting LHS is equal to RHS?
Yes, sir.
So yes, it is proved that this is possible, this is correct, that is A square minus C square is equal to AB, both values are 1 minus C square. So what we have done, we have used the basic theory that a polynomial of degree 3 must have either three product of three linear factors, or it can be one quadratic, one linear. So out of the permissible factors here, only one factor has been said, and that is quadratic. So that's why only one value, that means two values of x can come out from this factor. So the only third root value can come from a linear factor. So that's why I considered the third root deciding factor is a linear factor, taking it as x minus x1, such that x equal to x1 will be the third root value. Then simplifying the RHS part, the multiplying the factors together and simplifying it in the decreasing order of x, then comparing LHS with RHS, we got few equation status from where we got the relation of x1 is equal to p. We were not known about the term x1 was a term assumed from us. So from solving this RHS and then comparing with the identical terms or the coefficients of identical terms from LHS and RHS, we are getting such results. Then simplifying LHS and both RHS of the required proving, we are getting both are equal and their values are coming 1 minus C each.